us something that you wish other people knew about you.
I would prefer to read a book or watch a master class or a LinkedIn learning course over watching a movie. I fall asleep within 10 minutes of watching a movie.
Oh, so that's really impressive and a little bit intimidating, because I would totally rather binge than read a research paper. I've done plenty of those, trying to catch up on my binging. But
Yes, I'm the
lifelong
opposite of
learner, lifelong learner.
that. Definitely.
That's amazing. So the question we ask all of our guests here on the show is pretty simple and straightforward. What do you wish other people knew more about?
I wish that people knew how important inner work was so that we can get outer results. And by that, I mean, I wish people understood the importance of emotional intelligence and grief work, and that this idea of without human connection, healthy human connection, we completely wither away in our leadership life.
How has the pandemic affected that, with people really apart more than ever before?
Yeah. In some massive ways, I have seen even in our organization alone, just this sense of loneliness and this longing for and desire to authentically connect with people on a deeper level. We're isolating more than we ever have before.
So what are some of the ways that we can get to that in this virtual world?
That is a great question. My husband's actually building out some software that's going to answer to that. But I think finding ways for people to authentically connect in different and unique ways. So we're not naturally going to reach out and ask for what we need in our lives and our organization, but teaching people and building the resilience in our people in how to ask, how to reach out. So we're trying to, in our own organization, we're trying to create those opportunities for people to connect, that they move towards relationship instead of away from it.
And do you find that there are certain challenges that get in the way of that, beyond the obvious distance that separates us? What's the things that are holding people back from developing these stronger relationships?
I think there's a fear of vulnerability. Many people think that this relational stuff, our emotional worlds, that it doesn't matter, but it's the thing that can make or break careers. It's the thing that makes or breaks our relationships, and how shame and uncertainty can show up. Like, if I share in an authentic way that I'm not doing well, what's going to happen? Am I going to commit career suicide by being honest about how I'm doing really? So one of the things we're doing is working on helping our leaders within our organization become more emotionally astute, naming their emotions in the moment and understanding the congruency of that and how our emotions can change from any given moment, understanding our triggers so that we can minimize threat and maximize reward for ourselves in those relationships.
You speak about the importance of inner work. And is this something that people do all by themselves, or is it something that is achieved in groups?
It has to be in groups. So when we are looking at grief work and inner work, we cut the time of healing in half. I think there's studies that show that I've read on that we heal faster when we are socially connected. And I want to add healthy social connections. So when we have safe relationships with those around us, where we can come to the table and be honest and authentic about what's going on in our inner worlds.
So what are some of the actions that you've helped your organization take for people to develop these more trusting, more authentic relationships at work every day?
So we have individual coaching. So I'm a certified executive coach, and I've seen the most powerful changes happen in that setting where leaders they're coming up with their own insights around how to grow, but also through a lot of group work. We do series where we're role playing and helping people see, okay, what would this look like? What would different conversations look like? What's coming up for me? Along with providing tools. We have this idea of knowledge is only a rumor until it lives in our muscles. So wanting to move this knowledge of inner work, of grief, of emotional intelligence from the head to the heart to the hands. So we do a lot of micro learning types of videos and a lot of group work. And not that we're there yet, but we have ideas of programs that we're going to build out around train the trainer, teaching our leaders how to coach, how to show up differently in the workplace.
And what are some of the big benefits you've noticed at work? How are people responding to all of this?
The biggest benefit is the amount of time that can be saved when we are no longer, well, not no longer, but when we're not emotionally triggered in ways that we used to be. So when we think about the emotional side of the brain and how much time is wasted when we are triggered by somebody, by something, different situations that are taking place, this idea of we minimize threat, we maximize reward, we move through relationships, we go to the source. When someone has frustrated me, instead of going around them, we go to people as opposed to talking about people. So I've seen us improve relationally in some pretty powerful ways.
So that inner work leads to visible results.
And then some.
Amazing. Leslie, before we let you go, where can more people find out more about your work and the bank?
So the bank, going to our bank website, firstinterstate.com. I would definitely follow our bank on LinkedIn Learning as we are working towards leading the way and being a regional community bank, as well as they can connect with me on my LinkedIn.
Fantastic. Leslie, thanks for sharing your wish.